Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, my guest is the CEO and president of Turtle Creek Conservancy. They're a wonderful nonprofit that's been around since 1998. She's going to be talking about this crown jewel of Dallas and what they do each year to protect it. Next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So I remember one of my first dates with my wife was a picnic on Turtle Creek. It was just a nice little park on Turtle Creek, and we went there and we shared lunch together, and it was so romantic. And most people would just assume the city of Dallas is taking care of all these parks, but what they don't know is there's an amazing nonprofit that stepped in to make sure that this crown jewel is always buffed and shiny each year. Tiffany Divis is in the studio. She's the president and CEO of Turtle Creek Conservancy. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. Glad to be here. Appreciate you having me.
Well, give us a little history of the organization. It's been around since 1998.
Yes, actually 5 other organizations within the city of Dallas created this nonprofit. The time the park, Turtle Creek Park, then Lee Park, and the Arlington Hall building were in disrepair, and so they created this nonprofit to care for this particular park. It's a 20-acre park in the middle of Dallas off of Turtle Creek Boulevard and Lemon Avenue, and it just needed a little love.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to pull up the website, and as we scroll down the website, everybody's going to recognize Arlington Hall, but they probably don't know about the other 20 acres. It's just absolutely breathtaking, isn't it?
It is a beautiful, beautiful gem. We call it the Central Park of Dallas. And it was designed to be that, a beautiful passive park, meaning that it's really meant for all citizens of Dallas and guests to enjoy during park hours, and a lovely place to be and enjoy.
Yes, and we saw on that homepage, you always have events. It seems like every month or two you've got some kind of event.
We're trying, I've been here for 2.5 years, and so we're trying to figure out what we can do to engage the community, because we are a passive park. We're not an outdoor event space, but we do have Arlington Hall and the space that can be rented for weddings, parties, special events in your life. But we also have just a beautiful park that we want everyone to feel a part of and share. And so we try to do community events like Easter in the park on Easter Sunday, where we have 6,000-7,000 guests. Movie in the Park in October always brings us anywhere around 600-800 guests. We had an Eclipse event with over 1,000 people for that very special experience. And we have a Light Up the Park the Wednesday after Thanksgiving, and that's where we bring the community in, have a little carnival of sorts for Christmas and free photos with Santa Claus, and light up the trees in the park. And then we have, we're trying to do more, again, community events to give back to the city of Dallas and be relevant to the city of Dallas. And then we also have started some discovery days, trying to offer camps for underprivileged children so they can have an outdoor fun summer experience in our park. And then we also create member events too, and some member series in the building, so that we have, a reason to give back to our donors and thank them for supporting us.
Yes, and I congratulate you on the analogy. It's the Central Park of Dallas, because there's been a lot of crime issues and things that happen to New York, but they protect Central Park. They know that if Central Park is not safe, if you can't bring your family there to throw a Frisbee, then you've lost New York. Same thing for Dallas. I mean, our parks are what really make us great.
We have an amazing park system. It's been a privilege of mine to work with the city of Dallas and Dallas Park and Rec. And it's an amazing team of people that really care for our park system all over, the city of Dallas. Our park has over 15,000 residents that live within a 10-mile walk of the park, which is wonderful. And so literally all walks of life can come and enjoy this park with just a small walk to it.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on all the wonderful things you do. You have a very active member who made a video on a tree planting event. Let's go ahead and roll that video.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Today we are planting trees in Turtle Creek Park, an urban park where nature thrives among high-rises and community comes together in good weather. Today we have a special event that aims to make a lasting impact on our neighborhood environment. It's time to put down some roots and make our mark on tomorrow. I'm Alex Tyler, and I'm thrilled to be your guide through this tree planting ceremony. We planted many trees, but I only named 3: Forrest, Jenny, and Lieutenant Dan. The names are cute, geeky, and cheeky, but also hold a much deeper meaning. Forrest, like so many others in Oakland, simply want to be among his friends and chosen family. Jenny opens the conversation to the Lee Park Massacre of 1970, which was a sort of hippie stonewall in the park. Jenny, who was a lovable hippie herself, personifies and embodies the spirit of those that day. Lieutenant Dan will grow to overshadow the memory of General Lee and his absent monument. Back in basic training at Fort Sill, the Lieutenant Dan Band came to perform, and I had a high enough PT score to take a breather from training. I learned the value of letting go and leaving conflict behind that day. The presence of these characters as part of the Turtle Creek story gives us all the tools to guide the conversation regarding our stories and our past that are layered and complex.
I hope to see you at one of the many events that Turtle Creek Park Conservancy puts on throughout the year. If you or anyone you know is looking for a home near Turtle Creek Park or anywhere in Dallas, please give me a call, send me a text, and shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help you find your next home right here in Dallas.
That was such a beautiful video. My favorite moment is when the little boy comes running up and looks
Sweet. Wow, couldn't believe the
hole.
big hole for the tree.
But I guess sometimes when you stand back from your life, you get to do this. I mean, this is a wonderful opportunity to create family memories that people are going to cherish forever.
That was a really sweet day. We partnered with Branching Out through the city of Dallas and were able to plant 75 trees within the park. And so we're very excited about that. In some areas needed serial planting, so that some trees where you know that within 5 to 10 years you may lose that tree, or we'd lost some trees in the recent droughts and flooding. And so you want to replace those trees for the health of the ecosystem of the park. And then in the south parcel, we really want to create that more of a natural area and more of a, not a true forest, but to feel like you're in nature and be immersed in nature. I feel like that's what we learned out of COVID, is that people really want to come to this park, or that's what people are needing that live in this urban environment. They need to feel immersed in nature. And so we're working on that to create this beautiful landscaping that's not as clean and perfect, but more trees, and where you can get off the Katy Trail, take a walk with your dog or your children, feel immersed in nature, and then you can go back over to the more open spaces and run and have a picnic or enjoy a space there. Yeah.
Talk more about your partnership with the City of Dallas, because I know you value that so much. City of Dallas comes in with some maybe trash collection.
Yeah, so the City of Dallas, again, it's a true partnership, a private-public partnership with the City of Dallas. The Turtle Creek Conservancy has a stewardship to care for the building and the park, and there's certain areas that we take care of 100% for the landscaping and parts of the building, and then the City of Dallas also helps supplement some of that by paying for some things, or also helping with landscaping and parts of the park. So it's a benefit, I think, to both organizations.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes Dallas such a cool place to live. We've got a little bit of a slideshow. We grabbed some pictures off of Facebook. Let's go ahead and put them up, and I want you to just narrate them.
Okay, I think this is just a beautiful park Sunday in the park. They would have, special events with host events, and this isn't a movie, so I'm not sure what it must be a special event, though, for a group that is one hub. This is, of course, Day at the Races, and that's our annual fundraiser. It's always the first Saturday in May, and it's a fabulous event. Of course, you have to pay a ticket to come, but it's really worth it. We have a open bar and a buffet lunch, and a great way to see the actual first, the fastest 2 minutes in sports every year is the Kentucky Derby. Yeah. So it's a really fun way to enjoy that and be with friends and put on a hat or a fascinator and come enjoy the races. Yeah. Oh, this is our Pooch Parade, which is so sweet. So the Easter in the Park on Easter Sunday is a 50-year tradition in Dallas, Texas, here at Turtle Creek Park. And the Pooch Parade, you can go online on our website also and sign up and pay a small entrance fee, but you dress up your dog or your kid or yourself. Sometimes we have coworkers that bring their work pet, and sometimes we'll have, again, people and couples, friends of all ages that like to walk up and down Turtle Creek Boulevard for our parade. It's really fun. But we also have Easter egg roll for kids, and literally we have 10,000 eggs gone in under 3 minutes, and we have free photos with the Easter Bunny. And then we have, after the Pooch Parade, we have an hour performance by the Dallas Symphony Orchestra, a jazz quintet, which it's excellent every year. They play tunes everyone knows, so it's a great way to finish off a happy Sunday. Okay, also for Easter Sunday, we have such a fun time in the park. We have food trucks set up, and people love to come and have lunch or afternoon snacks there. And then we also have a full area that's just for pet adoption. We have different companies and organizations that bring pets that need to be adopted or extra care. And anyway, it's a really fun event, all ages, all people in the community. We always get a fire truck to come and go through, and hopefully with us, and a car sponsor with the Easter Bunny and the parade. But it's just a really fun, happy way to celebrate Easter with the community. And this is beautiful, probably a private event here also, but probably from a wedding. I would think somebody's having some kind of special event within the park on the grounds. This is a beautiful part of the park that a lot of people don't see when you drive by, but this is on the northwest section, a little creek that is a true spring, natural spring that comes into the park from uptown. This is a natural spring that comes from the Oak Lawn area and comes through the park and then connects to Turtle Creek. And it's a really sweet spot in the park. And so many people come there for photos. And then this, again, is the spillway that's next to the fountain. And this is over on what we call the east parcel. So if you're looking at this picture, to the right is the Katy Trail, and you can come off the Snyder ramp into the park and enjoy the park. We've added picnic benches. And then what you don't see in that area is toward the bridge there's also a fishing pier. And we would love for you to come fishing. A lot of kids come, and people, older, usually it's a man, but, come and fish in the creek. It's really sweet. And then again, this is another picture here on the east parcel, but looking back over to Turtle Creek Park into the whole park. And this is Easter Sunday, where you can just see, again, so many people come with their picnics. Some people come early. It's like tailgating at Easter. Anyway, it's a really fun way to spend Easter. This is Light Up the Park, and so when we make enough money, we can buy or spend money on fireworks, but we always do light some of the trees. You can see that right tree that's lit there, and so that's part of Light Up the Park. And this, again, is part of our holiday decor, where we light up the park and we raise separate dollars. That's not membership dollars, but it's just for that one cause, and people give generously so that we can light the building and we can light also the park and special trees in the park that have special memories and moments that people want to highlight for the holidays.
And obviously, Tiffany, you can't do this alone, so you depend on memberships and sponsorships. So talk about how people can get involved.
Well, we would love anyone to first come to the park and enjoy it, but we'd also want to thank our volunteers. You can volunteer. We have 3 to 6 park cleanups a year on Saturday mornings, or you can volunteer at our other events, or we'd love for you to be a member. Again, you can go on our website and become a member for very little money, or again, a larger membership helps us too. If there's amazing naming opportunities in the park for different locations in the park or plantings, and that really helps us. And then some people want to give particularly to something. We have reserve funds that with someone has a special, if they like something in the park and they want that to be taken care of, then we can absolutely do that. We also are always raising money to care for Arlington Hall. In the last few years, we put in new curtains, new wallpaper, new carpet. It was had been needing a redo, and so it's still, we're needing to finish that. Goal is to finish trying to complete the update of Arlington Hall, and then we're also looking toward finishing our goal. We had, when I walked in after the freeze of 2021, we had over $2 million worth of dead landscape. So one of our goals for the park is to create a pollinator status for the park, and we would like to add some butterfly and bird gardens specific with different plantings that are specific to that. And our plantings, I know we were known for years for the azaleas, and while we do have some azaleas, we're trying to plant plants that really take us in to plants that will live and survive and be happy in this environment. We're doing more Texas native plants, and then we've also added like 2 ginkgo trees, which is exciting because those trees are supposed to live for 1,000 years, and that's our main goal, is to make sure that this park, it's this Little Sweet Park, it's the city of Dallas has owned this park for 112 years, but the park itself is nearly 130 years old. It was a private park first, and so the tree canopy and the ecosystem of the park is what we really need to preserve. Arlington Hall is a beautiful building that we actually want to take care of, the historic nature of that building, but the most important thing we can secure for the city and protect is the tree canopy and the ecosystem attached to the park.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for all the good works you're doing to make Dallas such a special place to live.
Thank you. It's my honor.
We're going to end with the website so you can go on and become a member or a sponsor. TurtleCreekConservancy.org is the website. Tiffany Divis, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.